In the last 35 years, over 80 million coins have been graded by the major third-party grading companies. I'm a big fan of grading, and for lots of reasons, but let's hear the views of the Coin Couch podcast on this great subject.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Coin Couch, your place for all things shiny, rare, historical, and sometimes a little controversial. I'm your host Mike, and today, oh boy, we're diving into a topic that sets collectors' forums on fire faster than a rare gold sovereign on eBay. Yep, we're talking about coin grading. Love it or loathe it, third-party grading is big business in 2025. PCGS and NGC are household names in the hobby now, with many millions of coins successfully graded. Collectors are sending in coins faster than the Royal Mint can release another one of those famous Diversity 50Ps. But is all this grading really worth it, or is it just expensive plastic and marketing hype? Well, I've got someone in the studio who's going to help us figure that out. Please welcome Numistacker, coin dealer, and all-around coin whisperer, Sarah Blake. Sarah, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Mike. Excited to be here. And thrilled to finally talk grading without having to do it over a dealer table or a YouTube comment thread.
Yeah, this one gets spicy. Let's kick things off. You know the scene. It's 2025. Grading coins isn't niche anymore. It's everywhere. NGC slabs, PCGS slabs, auction houses pushing graded sets, collectors bragging about pop reports. Why has grading exploded like this in the last few years? What's behind the boom?
Great question. I think it's a mix of things. One, there's way more awareness now. Social media, YouTube, even TikTok have opened up the hobby. People want confidence when they're buying or selling, and grading offers that objectivity. Two, the coin market's become global. A collector in Singapore wants to know that the coin he's buying from a dealer in London is what it claims to be. Grading bridges that trust gap. Also, let's be honest, there's a status thing. People love the idea of owning the top pop or a coin in a perfect 70. It's a bit like owning a Ferrari. You might not need it, but it feels good to have it.
Okay, but here's where I play devil's advocate. I've seen collectors, especially newer ones, blow hundreds sending in modern coins that are barely worth the grading fee. I've even seen dealers pushing grading as some kind of magic ticket. Isn't that a bit misleading?
Totally fair point, and I agree. Grading isn't for every coin, especially not every shiny 2024 commemorative that's still in its mint packaging. People need to understand the economics. If the graded coin sells for 90 and the grading fee is 40, maybe on the face of it a bad choice. But if the coin has an error or variety or a low mintage, then perhaps it is worth it. That's why expert advice is so crucial. You need to do the homework. Look at sold prices on eBay or on auction sites. Compare raw versus graded. See what one extra grade point might give you in terms of value, as when you get near the top of the scale, that 1 point can double the value. Gold coins, for example, tend to justify grading better than silver just because of their intrinsic value. That said, there are so many collectors who collect graded silver as it's more available and more affordable than gold, particularly at today's prices.
Alright, but here's another gripe. I've cracked open slabs where the grade just didn't make sense. MS70, really? Or worse? Coins undergraded? Isn't it all a bit subjective for something that's sold as objective?
Oh, absolutely. Grading is not divine judgment. It's human. Very well-trained humans, but still humans. There's always going to be some variance. But here's the thing. Even if the grade is slightly off, you've still got authentication, preservation, and transparency. A slab tells a buyer, "This is a real coin. Here's how it's been evaluated." That's a huge trust boost, especially when you're dealing internationally or through online marketplaces. We have all seen coins on eBay that kind of look good because they have been photographed from a cute angle and then got them home and they are faulty or may already have been in a slab once or twice.
Fair. But the cost, it ain't cheap. You've got shipping, insurance, turnaround time, plus you wait 2 months and your coin comes back with a grade you hate. Why bother when raw coins can be just as beautiful and often more affordable?
Because the value isn't just in the grade. It's in the protection, the liquidity, and the resale potential. Let's say you've got a 10Z Gold Britannia. Slabbed in a high grade and with a special label, that coin is easier to sell at a premium. The buyer isn't relying on just your word. They've got a third-party opinion. That matters, especially for investors and newer collectors.
So you're saying it's more than just plastic and a label. It's about marketability.
Exactly. But, and this is important, it's not an all-or-nothing thing. Some coins shouldn't be graded. Others benefit enormously. And not everyone has to play the grading game. A beautiful raw coin in an archival flip can still be the crown jewel of your collection. It's about picking your moments and getting good advice. When I learned about marketing, there was a realization that a product is very different, depending on format, price, where it's sold, and much more. Coins are an excellent example of that.
I like that, balanced. So let's say someone's listening and thinking, all right, I've got a few coins, maybe grading is worth exploring. What's step one?
Start by talking to an expert. Don't just dive in solo and send 20 coins to NGC or PCGS on a whim. Visit their websites. They have lists of fully authorised dealers in your area. These are people who've done this 1,000 times. They'll tell you whether it's worth it. And just to plug a good name, Numistacker Numismatic Services is one of those authorised dealers with NGC. They're also a member of the BNTA, which is the British Trade Association for Numismatics. Solid reputation. If you're in the UK, definitely worth a call.
And they're sponsoring today's episode, so extra shout out to them. Thanks, Numistacker.
Exactly. It's all about informed decisions. Use grading when it adds value, not just because it looks fancy.
All right, Sarah, last question. Gun to your head. NGC or PCGS?
Oof. That's like asking a parent to choose a favourite child. Both have their strengths. NGC is brilliant for modern coins, and for those in the UK, it's local, even though the actual grading is done in the USA. PCGS maybe edges it on prestige for US collectors, and some rare coins can be preferable in a PCGS slab. My advice: go with the one your trusted dealer recommends for your type of coin.
Diplomatic answer, you should be in politics. All right, folks, that's a wrap. Whether you love slabs or loathe them, grading's here to stay. But like Sarah said, it's a tool, not a shortcut. Use it wisely, and when in doubt, talk to someone who knows their stuff. Thanks again to Numistacker Numismatic Services for sponsoring this episode. Head to their website or the NGC site to find an authorized dealer near you. And remember, collect what you love, learn what you can, and never be afraid to ask questions. Until next time, keep stacking, keep collecting, and keep it real. Cheers.